Look at the question. Each of the paragraphs given below has a sentence missing, which is indicated by a blank. From the choices given below each paragraph, choose the sentence that seems most logically appropriate to complete the paragraph. What is the paragraph about? If you look carefully, he's saying in Southeast Asia, for example, climate and lifestyle factors mean that people spend much more time in shopping malls than Europeans do. He's talking about a particular culture, the culture of what you call the people in Southeast Asia, right? And then he talks about the gender variations in the way we shop and as different. So he's talking about a particular culture. He's not talking about the retail stores or how men hunting and women gathering and then people enjoying shopping. He's talking about a culture. So the correct answer is number one. Culture plays an important role in shaping the shopping experience. Culture plays an important role. And then he says in Southeast Asia, for example. So the correct answer is number one. Take the next question. Look at the key word, that is the Indus Valley civilization wrote with a script. Now the scholars are unable to decipher that script, right? And then he talks about a text. So it is all about decoding a text, decoding a script. So it has to do with language. You see, that is the idea here. So the correct option would be number two. They will then be able to decode the Indus Valley's language. You see, he's talking about the language. He's not talking about what you call Mesopotamia and the Indus Valley relationship, or for that matter that there was trade between the two, or for that matter that which civilization was older. No, the important thing is decoding the text, decoding the language. You see, when he talks about the beach holiday destination, the sentence that comes it is about 600 kilometers away from Mumbai, so reaching there is not a major problem. He's talking about the distance. So what should, and then after that, what does he say? The major Goan beaches are tourist attractions and have some good beaches, beach view hotels, and plenty of shops selling touristy things such as so and so and so forth. Now, if you put in the first one, a great getaway piece, it offers an interesting variety of food, sightseeing options. It doesn't fit into the sentence. You see, he's talking about, he says it is 600 kilometers away, and then some major beaches. That's an example. One of the greatest things about a holiday in Goa, that is another example, a statement. One can be lazy. The best thing that suits here about the distance is number three. There are buses that ply at night. There are both day and night trains, and one can always hire a car and reach there in comfort in about 10 hours. Can cover the distance, right? So that is what we are looking for here. The relationship to the rest of the sentence. So number three is the correct answer. Take the next sentence. He says, nowadays many teenagers and young adults around the world have to spend most of their time studying in order to get top grades, a university place, and a good job. Now, there are several causes for this situation. Now, what is that situation? One of the main ones being exams. These are stressful experiences, and most students take a huge number of them during their school career. What is the situation? Do you think number 1, 3, and 4 are situations? Therefore, it would be better to learn how to apply the knowledge gained. What is that situation? Or therefore, studying while you are exhausted is unproductive. For this reason, the education system has to change for the welfare of the students. No, it is number 2. For this reason, there is often little time left for hobbies or socializing. Now, that is a situation. There are several causes for this situation, that they don't socialize or they don't have hobbies. Because one of the reasons is exams. They have to keep on studying for the exam. So the answer is number 2. Take the next one. Visually strong. Well, it should be the answer should be number 4, because if you use number 1, you can talk about monochromatic films. You can't say monochrome films, or you can't say are barely preserved. Okay, barely preserved is not it's not very good English, right? Then you have number 2, action packed, badly preserved. and then you say leading to the accusation that they were primitive. No, it cannot be an accusation, right? Nobody has committed a fault there. And number three, classic dispassionately leading to the conclusion that doesn't suit here. Classic films are dispassionately preserved. What does that mean? The correct answer is number four. Silent films of the 1920s are poorly preserved and they lead to the misconception that they were primitive and barely watchable. So the answer is number four. Take the next question. In an anthropocentric, what does anthropocentric means? That is, you see, believing or what you say regarding humankind as central or most important element of existence, especially as opposed to God or animal, right? You believe that human beings are the central or most important entity in the universe. It is something like humanocentrism. So that is the meaning of the word anthropocentric. Now we don't say anthropocentric, what you call construct or belief. We don't say that. You can use the word universe, but then what happens is, therefore, the concepts of humane treatment and necessary gain are economic in nature, which doesn't mean much. And then if you use rest entirely on the widely. So number 1 and 2 are incorrect. 1, 2 and 3 are incorrect. The correct answer is number 4. You say in an anthropocentric worldview, and then you can talk about therefore the concepts of humane treatment and necessary suffering are economic in nature, right? The idea that killing animals is not a serious issue as long as are not made to suffer rests explicitly on the widely accepted idea that animals do not have a right to life. So the correct answer is number 4. Take the next sentence. The investigators have announced that he had leaked the... No, you don't announce. They don't announce. You don't announce that somebody has leaked the paper. You allege, or you can even accuse, leaked important information about profit dramatically. Dramatically is incorrect. Number 1 is incorrect. Number 2 is incorrect. The word dramatically. Number 3, discovered and he had leaked internal information and allowing associates to profit anomalous. The investigators have discovered that he had leaked. What's the discovery there? No, you don't discover. They allege that he had leaked the confidential. The investigators have alleged that he had leaked confidential insider information, and then he had profit illicitly from the deal. So the answer is number 4. Look at the next sentence. From the meaning of the paragraph, you can understand that these messages are unwelcome. We don't want these messages. They aren't informative, educational, and so forth. So if you look at number 2, 3, and 4, they contain, you see, such ideas of being informative and then being educational, right? Then he uses the word commercial and inescapable, that are commercial and inescapable. What do you mean by inescapable? The point is, it should be number 1. They are unsolicited messages. We don't want them, but they come. Although regulators have used more technology to stop this, spammers find ways around it. So the correct answer is number 1. The next sentence, if you look at the theme of the sentence, it is about thinking about yourselves and thinking about life in general. So when you are talking about life in general, then you are talking like a subject like philosophy, not linguistics or language or orthography or history. No, you're not talking about these things, because thought-provoking questions may be raised in any subject, but when you start thinking deeply about life in general, then it has to be about philosophy. Okay, and then you have different thinkers and so forth. So the correct option here would be philosopher. The beauty of philosophy is that it inspires us to think, as it poses thought-provoking questions and inspires us to think deeply about ourselves. Further, pondering about the ideas and perspectives outlined by different thinkers can help us to gain a better, understanding of the world we live in. So the correct answer is number 3. Take the next sentence. Achieving space flight enabled human beings to begin to explore the solar systems and the rest of the universe. Okay, that is the correct option. Number one, rest of the universe, to understand the many objects and phenomena that are better observed from a space perspective and to use for human benefit the resources and attributes of the space environment. All of these activities, discoveries, scientific understanding, and the application of that understanding to serve human purposes are elements of space exploration. I read out the entire thing because if you try to replace universe by number two, that is cosmos, it could be cosmos, but then you can't use the word material to understand the many objects and materials. Phenomena is the correct option, and then if you say that scientific understanding and the principles of that understanding, what does it mean? To serve human purposes? No. In the same way, configuration number three is incorrect. You cannot use configuration. Galaxy could be correct, but then the other options are incorrect. You see, ideologies, it doesn't make any sense.